Just gonna be a little PSA. I recommend taking any of your kids off of Roblox if you do have kids on Roblox. Roblox is a unsafe space. It really just is. Now, Roblox can be fun in general, and there is some solo player games that are friendly. And I think that there is definitely some games that only kids play just in general. But Roblox is a very unsafe space. It has been for years. It will continue to be, and it's just incredibly bad. And the reason for it is because there's no verification, there's no filter, there's no anything. So it is very, very easy for predators to essentially log into Roblox, change their age to, let's say, 10 years old, and to go into these children's spaces and essentially just chat up children and try to get their personal information, try to get where they live, their name, their age, all of that stuff. And try to do explicit things. And this has become a plague on the internet because it's not just Roblox either. I want to say that there is other games like this. I want to point out one is like VRchat. VRchat is another one where if your kids are on there, I would honestly ban the game permanently until they're older. And the reason for this is the same reason. There is no filter on these games to where children can actually be safe. I'm not saying children can't be safe on the internet because they can, but they can in only certain ways, right? And those ways are one, if they're monitored. Now, if you're monitoring your kid all the time when he's playing Roblox and maybe you play some with him, I think then you're probably fine. But then there's the other way where obviously, like, maybe they just can't invite people depending on the game. Like, let's say you're playing Fortnite. I think Fortnite is a pretty good example. It's hard to make friends on Fortnite that are going to go away from Fortnite unless you're specifically trying to look for something in that way. And it might sound weird to like promote Fortnite in that way, but no, it's just how that game kind of works. It's hard to find people randomly on the internet. Where Roblox and VR chat, you could be 5 years old, log into them, and you could easily find people that are 47 that are going to ask you where you live, where you're from, and have all your social information completely. And I think that's something that's just kind of scary to think about. I think if I ever had kids or anything of that sort, I would either never allow them to play games like this or it'd be extremely modern. But more than likely, I'd probably never even allow it because why take the risk of having that potential predator against your kids if you can just throw your kid on like Minecraft and then they could play with like a group of friends or something like that. And that's just kind of what I'm thinking about. And with this, obviously, because it's become more and more of an issue, now we have Schlepp and Chris Hansen who basically went on a criminal uh like stand at CrimCon to basically talk about how bad this really is and how much child uh like predators are on games like Roblox where there is no failsafe, there is no safety. You can type in chat all your personal information. Uh you can physically just override anything that basically Roblox puts into place because they're trying to put into place a age verification thing where oh well it should be safer for kids and that might be true in like a 1% of the category, but in reality if people want to be a certain age or appear as a certain age on a game they're just going to put their account to that age. And a good example of this is when I was younger I wanted to watch Call of Duty videos, right? And Call of Duty videos required you to be like I think 17 plus. So when I was 12, I had to make an account that was 17 plus so I could watch Call of Duty videos. And if I can make an account like that on YouTube, then it's definitely easy enough to reverse that, right? And make an account on Roblox that's makes it where you're 10 years old or makes it where you're 5 or something of that sort. And I think that's something a lot of people don't take into consideration is that there is thousands of ways to get around age verification. There's thousands of ways to get around um, to get around verification in general. I mean, just like right now on the internet, Here's some ways. Change your age, right? A lot of ad verification that people have right now, ad blockers. You can literally go into the script of most websites, most games, and things like that, and change the eligibility for things. Like you can, people have found out ways where, you go to a website and maybe you have to log in or you have to accept something or you have to make an account for that website in order to look at it. And people can avoid that by literally going in to a part of the engine on their web browser and changing like a line of code for a millisecond and like, oh, they now can look at it. The internet is overall, I will say, a good place for kids. It is a good place, but that doesn't change that there is unsafe spaces. And I will say it again, 100% free to play games where you can essentially meet people indefinitely for free are the main ones. So things like Roblox, things like VRchat, stuff like that. I can't really think of many more. I mean, Club Penguin used to be a pretty bad one, but Club Penguin got shut down. You know, so yeah, that's really all I want to talk about today. Is I want people to stay safe, and I want people to keep in mind how the internet really is. As someone who's been avid on the internet for a hot minute now, I know basically every single way to get around like anything essentially. And if you guys need advice on it, if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'm no expert by any means, but I at least can tell you if something would be safe for someone to play or not, at a bare minimum. But I'll also leave a link to this article if you guys do want to watch the full video. It is a long video, it's a 20-minute video of them going through and talking about it with clips and like all that stuff. But that's basically the summary of what they talk about is like it's not safe at all. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and have a wonderful night, everybody. Peace.